Well, state lawmakers are once again considering a bill that would create hate crime legislation in Indiana.
Yeah, right now the state is only one of 5 across the country without a hate crime law on the books. ABC57 investigative reporter Drew Gardner joins us live in studio with an in-depth look at this new bill being considered and the state of hate right now in Indiana. Drew?
Well, Indiana legislators have tried twice to tackle the state's lack of a hate crime law. Both attempts failed. Now, as the number of hate crimes and hate groups rise, there's increased pressure to get this latest bill passed.
I miss him dearly. I miss him every single day.
In 1 week, Patricia Forrest will mark 3 years since her son, Jody Henderson, a veteran, became the first person to be murdered in South Bend in 2016. St. Joseph County prosecutors saying Jabri Davis Martin severely beat Henderson to death because he was gay.
I keep a smile on my face, but deep down, no one will never know my pain that I'm going through right now.
Patricia channeled that pain into action, trying to use Jody's death as a catalyst for change.
Just what happened to my son, it can happen to other children that is growing up in our world, because this is a mean world right now. We don't know what may happen.
The Justice for Jody movement was born, and Forrest, along with members of the community, worked to help get a hate crime law passed. Despite strong efforts, those attempts failed. District 8 Senator Mike Bohasic, who represents parts of St. Joseph, Stark, and LaPorte counties, is one of the sponsors of Senate Bill 12, the latest attempt at passing a bias crime law.
I think this year we have the right piece of legislation. We've added in additional groups to be considered as victims of bias crimes, and they have that aggravator potentially applied. Under
SB 12, judges would be able to upgrade the charges if they believe a crime was committed with a bias against an individual or group. The bill lists 14 groups that will be protected under the law, everything from race and religion to sexual orientation, political affiliation, and disability.
If somebody commits a criminal act against you because of who you are, what you believe in, what you look like, there needs to be additional penalties for that.
I think that some legislators view this as a, quote, progressive bill, meaning that it's a bill that's going to just protect minority groups or the LGBT community or the Muslim community or Jewish community, and it really isn't a bill that protects all, which is farthest from the truth.
Lonnie Nassatir is the Midwest director of the Anti-Defamation League. He says right now the ADL is seeing the highest increase in hate crimes that he's seen in his entire 12 years with the organization.
We've seen unbelievable upticks from year to year in the last 3 years, including a 100% increase from 2016 to 17 in anti-Semitic incidents in the Midwest alone. That is cause for concern for sure.
The Southern Poverty Law Center identified 30 hate groups operating in Indiana. That's up from 26 in 2016. They include anti-LGBTQ, anti-Muslim, and white nationalists. According to the FBI Uniform Crime Report, hate crimes are up 17% nationwide. In 2017, South Bend logged 4 hate crimes, 3 threats, and 1 vandalism, all of a racist nature. But an Associated Press investigation found more than half of Indiana law enforcement agencies aren't submitting hate crime data to the FBI.
It's really kind of tough to, manage what you don't measure.
The new bill would require law enforcement agencies to report bias-motivated crimes to the FBI.
We know that these crimes are going to happen regardless, but we want to be able to provide additional justice for those folks when that happens.
As for Patricia, she plans to keep fighting, knowing her son would do the same for anyone else.
He would fight for them. That's the type of son that I had. Just like what his mother's doing, Jody would be doing the same thing.
She's just hoping lawmakers will finally get the job done before it's too late. Coming up tonight, all new on ABC 57 News at 11, we will look at some recent incidents nationwide and in the state that have led the governor and several other groups to finally back this legislation. Also, we will get a rare inside look at the hub of Indiana intelligence, where they are working 24/7 to intercept both domestic and international threats. Live in the studio tonight, Drew Gardner, ABC 57 News.